Hello everyone. In today's video, I will show you how I found the fault on this circuit board here. This is the circuit board I uploaded so you could leave me comments on how I would begin making my measurements. From the responses, I saw that you did very well. All the comments had a basis and a methodology, and I am glad to help some of you with your digital circuits and in understanding the circuits. But let's start our board. So with any board we handle to repair, because it reaches 220, we locate the capacitors that may have some load on them, that is, those above 220 V, their supply voltage, their operation, and we measure them with the multimeter to see if they have any charge, to discharge them so they don't discharge onto our hands. So I have located 4 capacitors here. They are in parallel. I will measure them with my voltmeter to ensure they have no voltage, and then I will start to safely approach the slope to take my measurements from there on. From what I see, there is no voltage. If we did, I use a 2x20 lamp to discharge them. I never short circuit with a capacitor to discharge them, because there is a chance we might damage them. I never put a screwdriver or a brush on them to discharge them this way. I put some load or a lamp on them, and they discharge. And now that our board is ready for us to hold in our hands, so the servers don't have any load, the first measurement I will take is on the fuse. It's very important to see if the fuse is burnt, because it is the first sign that will show us what other measurements we need to take. Of course, if we find a blown fuse, it is the first sign indicating what we are not happy that we found the fault. The fuse alone is not the fault. The problem has progressed further. I have mentioned it in other videos as well. What happens with the fuses when they burn out, etc., etc. So I grab the multimeter. I put the fuse on and see that my fuse is good. From there, the first sign that the fuse is good. I conclude that I don't have a short circuit from there. If I had a short circuit, the fuse would have blown. And from here on, I can set 2.20 volts and start taking measurements with the voltmeter. But before I do that, before I start making measurements under voltage, I will perform a no voltage check, keeping in mind the block diagram of a circuit breaker, which states that the 220 passes through 1 or 2 terminals here. We equalize a capacitor here, and the positive from here goes into the capacitor to the switch that is the total current, and the other pin of the total current goes to ground. The switch that is this common terminal, and the other pin of the common terminal goes to ground. So this is the flow of the current. In DC, there is a smoothing circuit. At the primary side, we always remember that the grounding here, that is the winding of the rectifier, which is done externally, because I want us to remember that I have different grounding on the primary and different welding on the secondary. On the secondary, our welding is on the chassis. Whatever we do with 3 welds in the primary, we perform them by welding the frame tightly. And whatever we do with 3 welds in the secondary, we ground them to the chassis on top. Basically on these capacitors here, which are at the power supply output. And another small thing I want to remind about power supplies is that if I have a short circuit in the secondary, or if any voltage is missing, it is very likely that with the relay we have here that performs the check, the primary won't even start working. So I might have a problem in the secondary winding related to restriction, and it seems to me like a fault in the primary winding of the old transformer. So we need to check for short circuits in the secondary winding as well, and in the primary winding to see if there is any problem. So the first length check is, I check if the lines carry the current, or the current as I have designed it in my mind, and the block diagram, and if there are short circuits at the input and output, before we plug it in. So let's see it in practice. We said the phase and neutral will go straight through. On the diode, at the rectifier, on their alternating current. So the phase is here, it passes through the fuse. We have measured it, it is good, and it must go to a terminal of the rectifier, which is here. It goes through the fuse, which is measured it, and it's good. You see, it goes up to a terminal of the rectifier. So the phase comes normally, and the neutral is from here, and it goes to the other leg of the bridge, here. You see, it goes normally. So far, I have seen that it is an alternating voltage. It passes through the bridge and is rectified. So we observe the plus and minus going on to the smoothing integrator. We see that the plus and minus go here to the second pin of the integrator. So we know that the alternating signal is smoothed, And then from the plus, we must go to the next stage, to the first pin of the next stage. The plus is connected here. I see the line proceeds normally. And from the output, it must go to the integrated circuit here. I measure here as well and see that the positive line goes normally up to the integrated circuit. I said that the other pin of the integrated circuit, which acts as the switch, will go to ground. So I need to find ground. So I need to find a ground here at the second pin of the integrated circuit. Well, underneath the board here, there is soldering. I see that the line is connected. So I have the entire circuit on the primary side. I will not deal with the oscillator anymore. Specifically, from what I see, it also does not receive the power supply of the integrated circuit. I will not deal with the oscillator anymore. It gets the 220 volts. This one, from what I see. So, I'm also checking for a short circuit in the second coil. The second coil has two capacitors, so I'm measuring the capacitors to see if there is any short circuit. I see that in the first one, there is no short circuit. You see here, it charges and discharges. The capacitor probably charges, and it shows the numbers change on the multimeter. And I measure on the second puncher. And here I see, wait a moment, I'll position it a bit better. The board is stuck here. So I see that I have a short circuit here. You see 0, short circuit on the puncher. What does this mean practically? I have identified a fault, so I have a problem. After the power supply in some integrated circuit, or in some transistor after the power supply, or I have a problem in the power supply itself, specifically in the rectification. If I have a problem outside the power supply, usually across the diode above, I don't find a short circuit. Let's measure the smoothing diode. The output one. We said the short circuit is right here on the micro switch, so I measure across the diode and see that it shows a short circuit. So the diode is definitely short-circuited. I will also take it out of the circuit to measure it. It's definitely short-circuited. If it weren't for the diode and the issue was downstream, it wouldn't show a short circuit on the diode, but rather in the lower circuits. The short circuit. So here we understand that the primary, most likely it doesn't have a problem, but through the coupler. Because there is a problem in the secondary, it does not send a command to start the primary, and that's why there is no fuse. And that's why they are not charged and recharged. I have shown in previous videos the specific faults that have short-circuited in the secondary, and I have also taken measurements on a Vestel board. If you remember correctly, you can go see and find it, and have your remaining questions answered if you have any, because I have also done it with a schematic back then. So that's the video for today. Thank you for following my channel. Thank you for listening to my advice, and for sending your comments and your love. So until the next video, have a good time and successful repairs. We do promotions. We share the videos so that as many people as possible see them. Also remember that electronics don't guess measurements and they find the flaws. So, good day to everyone.